And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all growing life, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be.
Good morning, everybody. How the hello are ya? Happy Monday. Good morning, Brandy. Good morning, Sassy. Good morning, Grateful Life. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Polly. How are you guys this morning? Anybody having trouble getting up and waking up on a Monday morning? My body is so sore and I don't even know. I don't think I did anything. That should make it sore. Did you guys have a good Mother's Day weekend? Foxy's kind of straining her neck today looking up. It's because I'm looking up at my second monitor. I did. I had a wonderful Mother's Day, Patty. Hope everybody had a good weekend, a good Mother's Day. It was beautiful out here. Good morning, Bama girl. Good morning, Glam. The sun is shining. I got my cold brew. Life is good. That could be, Patty. I'm trying to think of what I really didn't do anything that should, have my body sore. So, did you guys stay up on the drama? I did a little bit. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to break away from the whole foodie thing. So, but I have to say the Missy Moo stuff is interesting because she probably is the only one that has any behind the scenes details. She Foodie is going all in on the Missy Moo thing, calling her or not calling, emailing her mommy. She denies that, of course. Foodie doesn't own up to anything. And then, if you guys didn't see, Michelle left YouTube supposedly. She's lurking somewhere, of course. But I'll put in. I started putting. I don't know if I even told you guys. Well, I started using this channel for not this channel, the one I'm gonna put in the chat. Okay, so that channel I have as archives. So that's where I'm uploading like deleted live streams and stuff like that of people because that one is not monetized. And so I can play the music and it's not going to affect anything on that. So here is Michelle's goodbye stream. I'll put the link in for that because we're not going to watch the whole thing. It's 4 hours long. It was just her dragging it out, trying to get goodbye cash apps and, her normal antics. So if anybody wants to see her last supposed goodbye live stream, there it is. It's on the Dammit archives, and there's the link for that. I'm sure we'll see her on panels. I'm sure she will be back. And until then, she is supposed to be using her Facebook. So I am following her Facebook. So we'll know if there's anything posted there. Actually, we could check it right now. Let me see. I don't think there's been any activity of hers over there. Well, let's see what this is. That has, oh, there's the audio. Justin's
spending the night in Tara. Doing it.
Manipulation is her game, y'all. She totally says it right here. Manipulation is my game. Revenge is my purpose.
I've been telling you.
It really was just a sub. It was totally just
Coming over Tuesdays.
just trying for cash apps. Like, feel bad, I'm leaving. I don't know how she's gonna live now without I'm gonna turn this off because of the music. But I don't know how she's gonna live without being on YouTube begging for money every day. So that'll be interesting to see how long she stays gone. Okay, so the stuff I have pulled up today for us. Let me get it up. Okay, so I thought we would kind of take a little delve into the Daybell case, just because now that Lori Daybell has been convicted, now we'll be moving on to Chad Daybell. I'm not sure if I will. Well, I'm not sure, first of all, if once he goes to trial, they'll be airing the trial. But also, I'm not sure if... Hi, Hobbs. Good morning. Michelle, MGL Jr. Hobbs is leaving. So I'm not sure if they will air the trial for Chad Daybell. If they do, we'll see about broadcasting that. But I thought, because they didn't air the trial for Lori Daybell, so I thought we could kind of delve into the whole case a little bit today. And then he is not supposed to be going to trial, I think, until next year. She, which I should look up, she is being, hold on, Lori Daybell, extradition. Okay. So she is being extradited. Lori Vallow verdict live. Brandon Boudreaux seeks forgiveness for Doomsday Mom as she faces new charges. Okay. Following the verdict, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office requested Vallow's extradition to Arizona to face charges of conspiracy to murder her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, as well as new charges over the attempted murder of Brandon Bordeaux. Meanwhile, Mr. Bordeaux, who was married to Vallow's niece, has urged forgiveness for the convicted killer. What? The attempted murder of Brandon, and Brandon is, well, God love them if they're able to forgive that. Chad Daybell claimed his new wife, Lori, didn't have any children as authorities launched a massive search for her son and daughter that ended with the discovery of their bodies 9 months later. It was more damning evidence that the couple knew more than they would admit. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Tracy. You think so, just a sub? I think she's going to be lurking. Good morning, cats. I think she's lurking, and I think she'll be on panels. Also, Brianna Ann, Clarissa, Serenity, Callie, on and on and on with the screen names, but she's supposedly taking a 2-week break. Literally, I would say 10 minutes after she announced she was taking this 2-week break, she put another video up. So I don't think she's taking any breaks. I could pull that one up for us. Let's see. I will say, I think Malice changed it. I was a little bit, because Malice does, I actually am impressed with Malice, because even though Brianna goes at her, Malice handles it pretty well. I don't feel like Malice is bullying and oh my gosh, I'm always walking. Every time I hit something on my keyboard. Thank you, Jamie. That's why I'm sore today, you guys. It's all this walking. What was I saying? So, Brianna Ann, let's find that. Who is now Clarissa, if anybody hasn't been paying attention. I had to inform the Discord that if they saw, that if they saw notifications for Clarissa going live, that it was Serenity, Brianna, Callie, I don't even know if I can find her. I'm probably better off going through my subs. Yeah, that may not have been a good choice, Brianna, to change your name because it's harder to find you now. There we go. I don't think she did a live. Oh, well, she did do a live yesterday. Just chilling and have fun meeting new subs. Let's see where the one is that... She keeps making these darn... let's make a difference. Do you think she had a community post up? Did you guys see her community post? Walkin' Dani. Jamie. It's Walkin' Dani. Yes, the woman has many, many names. But every single one of her videos is always about, you know, how she's being bullied and how, you know, she's going to be me. And so do that. Be you. Ignore. The best advice I can give her is ignore everything that you don't like that you're seeing about yourself, because good morning, Hannibal, because it's going to keep happening, especially if you keep engaging and making videos about how you're so bullied and mistreated. Was I dancing for a minute, Jamie? Now I'm like bobbing my head like a chicken. So, yeah, like, see, look, let's make a difference. That's all about her bullying. I wonder if she took down her community post. She had a community post. Here we go. Hey, guys, I was thinking we can all come together and make a difference. Stop the bullying harassment on social media. So we should all come together and make a difference. So I'm thinking about making a video to make a difference, to help people who's been through what I've been through, to change how people should be treated on the internet. So let's make this go viral. Let's stop the hate and let's make a difference. So I will be posting that video after I'm done with my live. I will be going live at 8 o'clock for 2 hours. I don't think she's ever gone live for 2 hours. And right after, I will make a video how we can make a difference. And I'll show you my story on what happened to me. And then that way we can make a difference to stop this, because I think we should all come together and stop this so everybody can have a better place on YouTube, so people don't get hurt anymore. So stay tuned for that video. That's going to be a special video. I'm going to put a vote up for it, and I want you to vote if we should make a difference. I think she means poll. I think she did take it down. She did have a poll up asking if she should make a video, and when I voted, it was like 100% no's. You guys want to see a twerk? I'll twerk. Hi, happiest guy. Hope you had a good weekend. Yes, Sassy. Well, all her stuff is like that. But you know what? I mean, God love her. She, you know, she's got disabilities and everything. She's trying her darndest on numerous platforms. But she's obsessing over this. Like, I mean, she thinks that anything anybody says is bullying, and that's, you know, she doesn't understand the whole reaction community and stuff. And now that she's on their radar, it's going to happen more and more. I think people are a little bit nicer because of her being disabled and everything, but some people aren't. Some people are just ruthless, you know. But I just wish she would like see again. I'm going to do me. If you don't like me, get off my channel. Like all of her stuff is always about how she's bullied. So her videos, yeah, she's saying she's leaving, but she had one yesterday. She had one 10 hours ago. She had one 7 hours ago. And I know she had one that was supposed to be, oh, that would have been the 7 hour ago one. She was supposed to post at midnight. Hi, Jilly. Na. She is one strange person. I can't hardly watch her. She put a poll up for her name change. Most everyone said, don't change your name. And this one's not so good, Patty, because look, when I was looking for her, you cannot find her if you just put in, because her channel name is Clarissa. So if you put that in, you don't find her. Even if we put our filter to channel, you're still not seeing her at all. So that was probably not a good idea for her to do with her channel. I mean, it's never a good idea to change your name anyway, but as often as she does it, and now, like I said, this one, oh, there, she's all the way down here. See, she shouldn't have done that. Thank you, Jilly. All right, one more thing I want to check before we get into the Daybells. I want to see if Foodie has community posts up. I know she probably deleted all the ones that she had up. I don't understand the logic behind putting up community posts and then deleting them. Okay, so here are my receipts. This is from an email I sent to my new YouTube manager. The email from a certain clout-chasing liar has my full name in the email, and when I send emails from this account, it says Foodie Beauty and not Chantel Sorrow. Nice Photoshop work, though. Oh, if only whomever did this could use the time to, get a life instead of making defamatory content. Censored the name and address of the recipient for privacy reasons. Also, still waiting on DMs proving we have recently been in contact. Just like I'm still waiting on being outed by Sam's Bar Lounge. Oh, Sam's Bar Lounge. It's because she is a hypocrite. She has bullied others. Horrible. One girl, Carly, bullied, who has severe disabilities of Down syndrome, speech issues, seizures, and more. And it was bad. You know what, Catherine? And then she said, is that the one that she was like, I have more disabilities than she has? Because basically her this girl's disability was autism or something, it was like one big diagnosis. And so she's like, well, I have more than she does. I have acid reflux and I have this. I'm more disabled than her. I don't know, guys. I get torn with her because, like I said, you can tell that, she's not where everyone else is intellectually and stuff. So I, on one hand, give her credit because she is working so hard to do this. But she's going to continually keep getting people coming after her, the way she treats other people, the way she treats her mods. When I was in there last night, there was somebody in there that everybody was like praising, and they were trying to get her to make her a mod. I don't know, you guys. I get the feeling it's almost like how they did to Val, how the trolls go in and they stay on a channel or whatever and, try to get recognized by the streamer and get close to them to be mods, and they're really trolls. That's the feeling I get in her streams. Like, I don't know if she really has anybody that really supports her or her channel. Thank you, Brandy. She told the girl's mother to shut up because she had acid reflux. Catherine. How funny. And I feel like you look at my, all right, I'm taking my Fox down. It's not working. She called the police because the internet was bullying her. She wasn't screaming. She didn't stutter the speech. Really, Catherine? So you're saying you kind of think it's an act? And maybe that's how she gets, the sympathy from the ones that she does. See, you guys know if somebody's going to play on your sympathies, they're going to, it's probably 9 times out of 10 going to work for me. Hannibal, were you on last night? If you were, I missed it. I don't remember seeing you on. All right. I am going to start us with the Chad Daybell stuff. Oh, wait, let's do this first. You know how in anybody that was following the Letitia Stout case, at one point she had come up with this tale that she had given a ride to some pregnant woman, and it ended up she wasn't pregnant. Her belly was full of cash. Well, this I thought was funny just because of that. 2 people were arrested and charged with drug-related crimes in South Carolina after authorities discovered cocaine was hidden inside a fake pregnant belly, allegedly worn by one of the suspects. I thought that was so funny after she made up that. And I guess when she made up that lie, Chad Daybell, did you hear about like the Lori? Oh, I'm sure you've heard about it, Hannibal. The Lori and Chad Daybell case where they red rummed her 2 children, and it was like they were like in a cult. He was kind of like the cult leader to her. What is it she always says? I'm beautiful, I'm nice, I'm a good person. You know what that reminds me of, Patty? Do you remember Saturday Night Live used to have that? I think it was Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. That's what that reminds me of. And you know what? When she says that stuff, Catherine, I feel like it's totally what she's been told her whole life, you know? Oh my gosh, you and me both, Catherine. Last Nerve, I didn't see you come in. Good morning. Thank you. It's good to be back. I missed y'all. I can't decide if I'm hot or cold this morning. I've had the heater on. Now I'm too warm. Yes. You love Smiley. I did too. I say that all the time, but it's kind of like just us older folks probably know. Oh, thank you, Patty. Okay, so I just thought the pregnancy belly thing filled with cocaine and them getting busted was funny just because we were so into that case. Okay, here's the other one that I thought was so interesting. I'm not going to read the whole article because it's one of those articles, I hate when they do that. It's one of those articles where they really stretch out the story and make it so much more than what it really is, and it takes you forever to get through the story. So I'm not going to go through the whole story. I'll just tell you about it. But I thought this was neat. This woman she always takes walks like in the forest and stuff like that. And she went exploring in this cave. And in the cave, she found this little, what we would think is a kitten, right? So, she took the kitten home, tried to clean it up and everything. And then, she wanted to know what it was. And so she was trying to figure out a way to figure out what it was. Morning, Becca Boo. Brown, that's you, right? I was just thinking about you this morning for, because you're up on the board. That's what it was. And I was like, I know she told me she had a different name, but I couldn't. But now that I see it, I know that's you, right? So anyways, she thought, well, I'm going to take this cat to a groomer, and maybe the groomer will have, some information about the cat or whatever. So she took the cat to the groomer. The groomer knew something, was off or whatever. So the groomer called the police. The police came, took the cat. The cat escaped. She saw the cat escape through a window. So she got the cat back, took the cat back to the forest, the cat went back to the forest. So she went back to the forest to try to find it. And here it was a mama cat with a litter of kittens. So it turns out in the end that this is, here, let me just find the end of it and maybe we can just read that last bit. See, look how long it is. So it ends up, it's like basically like an endangered species of like an endangered breed of cat. And like they have not been able to find this cat anywhere. It's like on the verge, of like extinction, I guess. And she just found it, free in the forest. So I thought that was interesting. But that cat is, look at it. I mean, it definitely needs cleaned up, bathed and all that. Its hair looks matted and stuff, but it's really so cute. Look at it. Its hair is like curly. And there was a whole litter of them in the forest. But I guess they started running tests on it. And, she felt bad because this poor little thing was going through all these like tests and stuff they were doing on it to try to figure out if it was that breed or whatever. And all the while they didn't tell her anything. So she knew nothing. Like for all she knew, it could have been, like a leopard or some sort of wild animal that, was against the law. And I think that's what she was thinking because they took her in the police car and stuff like that. So I think she thought she was going to be in like really big trouble. It's the foodie pretty privilege they shoved down their throats. Thank God my dad said there will be a smarter, faster, prettier people. Stupid lasts forever. Educate yourself. Yep. Kick and kick. Is it? It's not. Yeah, it was. The cat pulled a Letitia. Okay, I just thought that was interesting because look at that cat. Its hair is like furry. I'm obsessed with paws. Dog paws, cat paws. I love paws, and this little paw looks so cute. All right. So we all know that Lori got convicted of both red rums. Now she is being extradited. We'll go over this one. Doomsday Cult Mom. Lori Vallow has been convicted of murdering her 2 children and conspiring to red rum her new husband, Chad Daybell's first wife. The jury of 7 men and 5 women reached a verdict on Friday after nearly 7 hours of deliberations at Ada County Courthouse in Boise, Idaho. Vallow, 49, was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and grand theft over the deaths of daughter Tylee Ryan, 16, son Joshua J.J. Vallow, 7, and conspiracy to red rum Tammy Daybell, 49. Tylee and J.J. were last seen in September 2019. In June 2020, their remains were found buried on the Daybell property. Tammy died 1 month after their disappearance in October 2019. Yeah, there's been a lot of deaths in this family. Yes, me too, Catherine. I'm obsessed with paws. Over 6 weeks, prosecutors argued that Vallow conspired with Mr. Daybell and her brother Alex Cox to kill the 3 victims, motivated by greed and their doomsday cult beliefs. Following the verdict, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office requested Vallow's extradition to Arizona to face charges of conspiracy to murder 4th husband Charles Vallow, as well as new charges over the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux. Meanwhile, Mr. Boudreaux, who was married to Vallow's niece, has urged forgiveness for the convicted killer. So she's being extradited. I believe it's to Arizona, and it's for the death of Chad's conspiracy for red rum, the red rum of Chad Daybell's ex-wife. Chad Daybell claimed his new wife, Lori, didn't have any children, as authorities launched a massive search for her son and daughter that ended with the discovery of their bodies 9 months later. It was more damning evidence that the couple knew more than they would admit. Hey, guys, I can't even wrap my head around. The sister of Chad Daybell's first wife, Tammy, revealed what he told her about Lori Vallow weeks after the children were red-rummed. A former friend of Lori revealed the cult mom's chilling response after being confronted about her missing teen daughter. Here's what Zulema Pestenis told the court. Zulema Pestenis told the court about the ritualistic castings that Ms. Vallow and Mr. Daybell performed to drive out demons from dark spirits. The cause of death of Chad Daybell's first wife, Tammy, was revealed for the first time at trial. Tammy died suddenly at age 49. On October 19, 2019, Mr. Daybell declined an autopsy despite her young age and lack of health concerns, and her death was ruled natural causes. 10 days before her death, Tammy had called 911 to report that someone had taken a shot at her in the driveway of her home. In December of 2019, her body was exhumed and an autopsy carried out. The Utah medical examiner found that she died by asphyxiation. Good morning, Anna Lynn. I hope is left alone. 5 minutes in general population. I've seen some Mormons, but none who spoke of zombies. Yeah, me neither, Catherine. No, this was like a true cult. He had her believing that her children had demons in them or something. Oh, because, you know, the harassment and everything is just too much for her, Hugh. She's not going to be gone long. First, she said she was done for good. Then she said, if I come back in a year. Then she said, if I come back in a month. So Lori lost her mind. Charles made over $500,000 a year and had a masculine voice. She falls for a broke, self-appointed whiny, prepubescent, squeaky-voiced mouse. Mr. Vallow in Arizona, my state. Hi, y'all. I am in bed listening. Hey, Danny. Hi, Steph. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. And then this talks about like the trial, which was not aired. You could watch on YouTube. You could not watch, but you could listen to the audio. Good morning, Nicole. You could listen to the audio from the Vallow case trial, but you could not watch it. So I don't know. My guess is that it'll probably be the same way with Chad, but I don't know. There is a case, you guys, that is starting in June, which I don't know if it's too much. I'll just tell you about it, and then if you guys want, I can pull it up. But so this one's, and it's graphic. That's why I'm not sure that I want to just dive into it without, you know, telling you guys a little bit about it. Oh no, Anna Lynn, I hope you feel better. I hope she has a portal in her jailhouse toilet straight to the devil. Amen. So this other case, and actually Arrow is the one that sent it to me yesterday. She sent it in one of our chats. And so there was this girl, she was kind of, apparently she was autistic. So, you know, throughout school in general, she got picked on. She was kind of like an outcast. She didn't have friends. And so eventually her parents, who were professional people, like her mother had been a former police officer. I believe now, like at the time of the girl's death, she was, I believe she was some sort of public service that she was into. Poper, thank you. Welcome to the Pickle Palace. You are a big deal. So they pulled her out of school to homeschool her because of all the problems that she had in school, you know, making friends, keeping friends, whatever. When she was about 24, she went into locked in syndrome. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. Basically, it's the scariest thing ever. You can't move. You're paralyzed. Basically, the only thing that you can move is like your eyes. You are aware of everything that's going on, but you're basically trapped in your own body. You know, you can't talk. Nothing. You can't move. Rather than getting their daughter help, they let her sit in a corner of the couch. Now, get this, guys, for a minimum of 12 years. When she passed, she was 36 years old. She had maggots in her hair. She had, like, literally, she had started kind of melting into this couch. Like, the spot on the couch was, like, it looked like it had been worn. It looked like it had been, like the, what do you call it? Like the upholstery, even though it was a leather couch. But like the upholstery, it looked like had been ripped off of it. They would let her sit there in her own feces and pee. Yes, it's like sleep paralysis, Brandy. Yeah, exactly, Catherine. I was like, oh my gosh, reading it. So it is very graphic, but I know that it goes to trial next month. I don't know if they're airing it yet, but I kind of want to cover that one because I cannot fathom for the life of me how, and like I said, a professional couple, like, you know, they weren't, I don't know, they weren't uneducated or anything. They, you know, and the mother made a statement basically that she chose to live that way. She was too lazy to get up and clean herself. Like, I don't even know how they got food in her. That's what my big question is. Like, how did she not starve to death? Yes, Hugh. So how the heck could you walk past your daughter every day sitting like that, catatonic in one spot? I mean, guys, she had maggots in her hair. She basically was rotting. I didn't hear anything about that, Hugh. That is not a mother. That's not a human. I mean, I don't even, you know, if that was my kid sitting there, Hugh, you'd do the right thing, right? Any normal human being would. I can't even imagine doing that to anybody, let alone your own child. So, like I said, I don't know if you guys are interested in covering that or if you even want me to I can pull up the story and we can, you know, it was on a YouTube video. So we can watch that if you guys are up for it. I just don't want to, you know, play anything overly triggering. This is why I've kept my hubby home. I put him in a nursing home for 3 months. He got a bed sore, got weaker, lost weight when I had to. Oh, Catherine, that's sad. And it happens more than we hear. Okay, 1 in the chat if you want me to bring up that video. A 2 in the chat if it's too much. You guys, how can Jennifer Aniston be in her 50s? Look at her. Yeah, Hugh, but like I said, the mom acted like the girl. Now, how can you not tell the difference between somebody being catatonic and being lazy? I mean, all right, hold on, let me pull it up. I'm looking for the link. The person that just posted in the group I'm looking for it in. I know it's in here. Here it is. Okay, hold on.
Losing a loved one is difficult.
All right.
Losing a loved one is
I will
difficult, no
change
matter
the banner at the
circumstances.
bottom to
A person
trigger
is gone,
warning.
while others are left to grieve their loss. These feelings may even be stronger for parents who lose children. The loss of a child is unlike any other, says Regine Anderson, therapist at Centerstone. Losing a child is devastating. Along with their loss is the loss of good expectations, graduation, marriage, and grandkids, to name a few. But what about when parents, the people tasked with raising their child and bringing them up safely, are the reason that they are dead? Welcome back to another episode of Dreading, or if this is your first time here, welcome. Today we are going to be discussing the case of Lacey Fletcher and how her parents abandoned her in her own home. Details about this case are incredibly graphic and upsetting, and if you have struggled watching past videos of mine, I would recommend clicking off of this one. The professionals who worked on this case stated that after investigating, they had a hard time eating and sleeping for a week, as the details were stuck in their brains and caused them mental anguish. Your mental well-being is more important than a watch statistic. And if there is even an inkling in your mind that listening to this video will cause you mental anguish, I would suggest pausing here, going outside, and doing something productive. While this topic was widely requested, it's also incredibly hard to discuss. Take care of yourself first and foremost. This video, like the vast majority of my channel, has been demonetized by YouTube, as the content is, like I mentioned, graphic. With that in mind, if you want to support my brother and I and allow us to continue to make content full-time, consider supporting us over on Patreon. There you get access to videos early and can help us decide what videos to do next. I have always been forthcoming about the
Okay, let me know if you guys can hear it anymore or any better now.
Fact that should YouTube fully demonetize our channel, we will still post, but the Patreon is there just in case. With all of that said, let us begin. One of the biggest issues regarding this case is the victim, 36-year-old Lacey Fletcher,
Okay, thanks,
who was
guys.
virtually unknown to the outside world for nearly 2 decades before her death. The only 2 people who could claim to really know her and discuss who she was are her parents, who are currently awaiting trial for her death. Growing up, Lacey struggled with social anxiety and anything to do with social interaction. She was described as an odd kid, and when she was 16 years old, she would be officially diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder, also known as ASD, is a developmental disability caused by differences in the brain. People with ASD often have
So
problems.
basically, you guys, her parents were like ashamed of her because, like I said, they were professional people, and now their daughter has a diagnosis of being autistic.
With social communication, interaction, and restricted or repetitive behaviors or interests. People with ASD may also have differing ways of learning, moving, and paying attention. What's interesting about ASD is that it can present itself in vastly different ways, hence the term autistic spectrum disorder. There is a popular saying that if you've met one autistic person, you've only met the one autistic person, as 2 people with autism can act in different ways that are directly contradictory. According to people who have claimed to know Lacey prior to her diagnosis, it was clear that she was struggling in a school system that had no idea how to help her. She had a hard time interacting with others in school, and was cited as not being as mature as her peers. One of her classmates would recall that Lacey was, quote, definitely different from other kids her age. I knew she was not your typical teenager. She was smart. She was smart as hell. But I guess the best way to put it is that she wasn't as mature as us. She still liked children things, not teenage things. When she was 17 or 18, she was more into Disney movies and country music. She did invite us over to watch Disney movies, despite being more withdrawn. But that wasn't my forte. I was 18. I used to ride motorcycles. Unquote. She loved bowling, watching sports, and had a particular fondness for Disney World, learning everything she could about the theme park and telling everyone about the various things going on. Despite having a hard time engaging with others, she tried her best, often going on about her own special interests, without knowing that the person she was talking to didn't care. In some reports, Lacey was said to have been bullied, and eventually
too,
everything
Nerve.
culminated in her
And
parents.
he says in here that basically a lot of their videos get demonetized because of the graphicness of them, which is sad because, I mean, as long as it's marked, 18 and older, it's not, not for children, whatever. I mean, I feel like that stuff should be allowed because you're bringing awareness to people
Parents
about
taking her out of
this
school to
stuff.
homeschool her. Lacey receiving private care from the 2 people who loved her the most should have been a turning point in her life. They could provide her with a level of understanding and cooperation that the school system wasn't prepared for, and they could customize the lesson plan to fit Lacey's particular learning style. But when she began being homeschooled, it was as if she disappeared from society. Outside of 3 doctor's appointments over the span of 4 years, in which the Fletchers would complain about their daughter's behavior and, quote, reclusive lifestyle, unquote, Lacey was rarely seen outside. For years, Lacey would only be
Exactly,
seen
Hugh.
in passing, with her neighbor, 59-year-old Robert Blades, saying that he regularly saw her exercising on the street with weights. They never spoke, but he would nod at her occasionally. The last time he saw her, she would have been 21, at which point she was never seen outside again. According to an interview Blades would go on to do with the Daily Mail, he believed that Lacey had moved on or out of her parents' home. He thought she might have gotten married, moved into her own place, and established a life outside of the home she was raised in, as his son had done the same thing around her age.
Yeah, see, people just assumed because she was an adult now that she had her own life, she moved out, and here she was trapped sitting on that couch.
He was only informed otherwise when he spoke to Clay one morning and was told that Lacey still lived with the family, but no longer liked to go out much. According to Blade's statement, Clay then changed the subject, clearly uncomfortable talking about his only child. She never contacted any of her old classmates, even electronically, and ceased to exist. Lacey seemed to be a sore spot for Clay and Sheila, who seemed to be more or less annoyed when they were talking about their daughter. According to some sources, they seemed disappointed that their daughter wasn't as big of a go-getter as they were, and often complained that they, quote, didn't sign up to be caretakers when they became parents, unquote. I won't
say who, but we have family members that always would say, I can't wait until the kids are 18 and out of the house. Constantly would say that. And my husband and I would always be like, well, how do you know that, that's even going to happen? There's so many things that can happen in life, or, whatever. And not only that, but today is harder for kids to get a start when they get out of high school or out of college or whatever. It is the world today is not like it was when we were young and we were doing it. Your job as a parent never ends. It doesn't matter. My kid, my boys are in their later 20s. They are married. One has children. They're adults. They're living their own lives. It doesn't matter. They still need a mom. This just, ugh, I can't imagine being that cold-hearted toward anybody, let alone
Who
toward
knew
my own
Sheila
kid.
and Clay were unaware that they even had a daughter, as the couple were only ever seen
Exactly,
in each other's
Sassy.
company, and they never brought her up in conversation. Sheila Fletcher had worked as a police and court clerk in Baker, Louisiana, before working as an assistant to the city prosecutor in Zachary. She was incredibly active in the community, often being a staple at any city-thrown event. She was on the board of aldermen, which is similar to being on city council. As for Clay, according to state business filings and multiple reports, he worked as an officer of the nonprofit.
See, so the mom was in the public eye. So she didn't want people to find out, that her daughter wasn't perfect. She wasn't an overachiever like they were, at least not in the way they were. She could have very well had, a wonderful life ahead of her if she would have gotten the medical treatment that she needed.
Baton Rouge Civil War Roundtable, which has a mission to, quote, educate and foster an appreciation for the sacrifices made by
Morning,
all
Jessica.
during the Civil War. Both were seemingly normal people in good financial standing and great physical health, which is why what they did to their daughter is so disturbing. The following portion of this video includes graphic images and descriptions. According to doctors and experts who have looked at the case, when Lacey was 24 years old, she sat down on her family's brown leather couch and was never able to get up. While sitting, likely watching a show with her family, Lacey began to experience locked-in syndrome, a rare neurological system disorder in which a person is paralyzed, save for the muscles that control their eye movements.
Can you guys even imagine experiencing that? How scary it would be, but then to experience it, be aware of what's going on, so you know that your parents are doing nothing to help you. You know that your parents are letting you basically sit there and die. Without all the details, I have a special child diagnosed at age 4 and currently age 20. Being a parent is forever, not 18 years. Yep, I agree. Oops, crap, did I just X out of it? I sure did. Hold on, guys, sorry. Hopefully it picks up right where we left off.
Losing a loved one is
And it
difficult
does
no
not.
matter the circumstances. Profit Baton Rouge Civil War Roundtable, which has a mission to, quote, educate and foster an appreciation for the sacrifices made by all during the Civil War. Both were seemingly normal
Right,
people
Hugh, and
in
by
good
your
financial
parents. Good morning,
standing
Goblin.
and great
Good morning,
physical
Lisa.
health,
Good
which is
morning,
why
Lilith.
what they did to their daughter is so disturbing. The following portion of this video includes graphic images and descriptions. According to doctors and experts who have looked at the case, when Lacey was 24 years old, she sat down on her family's brown leather couch and was never able to get up. While sitting, likely watching a show with her family, Lacey began to experience locked-in syndrome, a rare neurological system disorder in which a person is paralyzed, save for the muscles that control their eye movements. People suffering from locked-in syndrome are conscious and aware of their surroundings.
They're conscious and aware of their surroundings. Like, how horrible, first of all, for anybody, but to know that your own parents, oh my gosh, I can't even, so many different emotions with this story, you guys.
Can still think and reason, but they cannot move or speak, making their body a literal prison. In some instances, the sufferer is no longer able to feel pain in their body,
Good
but more
morning,
often they
Irma.
can. Usually, locked-in syndrome occurs
She really
when part of a
was.
person's brainstem is damaged, usually by a stroke. It's unknown what caused Lacey's locked-in syndrome to manifest, but when it did, her parents were obliged to get her help. Many people who deal with locked-in syndrome go on to live fulfilling lives after some adjustment. Clay and Sheila could afford to get Lacey a live-in helper or place her in a home that was qualified to care for her needs, which would include physical therapy, comfort care, nutritional support, and prevention of complications from respiratory infections. However, Sheila and Clay decided not to. Instead, they allowed their child to sit cross-legged on the couch for 12 years, until her body quite sincerely fused together with the leather. When their only daughter was no longer able to speak to them, eat on her own, or stand up to go to the bathroom, neither parents thought it would be prudent to call 911 or even call a family doctor. Instead, they put some towels down next to her. That way when she went to the bathroom on the couch, they could clean it up somewhat. The remainder of their home...
Look at that. Like, it looks like burnt and stuff. Like, it looks like it was on fire and stuff. That's all basically, like... The only way I can describe it, like my daughter, I was talking to my daughter about it yesterday, and she knew of the case, and the way she said it was she melted into the couch, and that's exactly what it's like. I mean,
was kept nice and clean, save for the spot where Lacey
12
sat,
years,
trapped in her own body. Sometimes they would change Lacey's clothes for her, taking her out of the urine and feces-soiled pants she had originally sat down in, but otherwise she was stuck on the couch unable to move. As time went on, her clothes no longer fit on her emaciated frame and hung off of her.
I don't understand how they're like, oh, they literally said she chose to live like that. She was too lazy to get up and take care of herself. I mean, if they occasionally changed her soiled clothes, then they would have to know that she was catatonic, because she's not going to be cooperating with you as you change her, you would be changing a grown adult's clothes with no help from that adult, how could you, if she couldn't even help you change her clothes, then how would you expect her to take care of herself, get up, shower? She can't move.
Barely covering her naked body.
They are in prison.
Her body bore its way into the couch cushions. She was soaked head to toe in urine, as well as feces and insect
trial is supposed to start next month.
Bites, and had bed sores that went down to her bone. There were maggots living in her hair, and she was suffering with chronic malnutrition, as well as acute starvation, immobility, acute ulcer formation, and osteomyelitis, which is bone infection, which led finally to sepsis. 12 years, Sheila and Clay lived their lives as normal, with the added caveat that they didn't allow anyone else to come into their home. They continued to work within the community and seemingly erased their daughter from existence as she wasted away on their couch. But on January 3rd, 2020...
Even when they finally called in her death, they had let her sit there for 24 to 48 hours before they even noticed that she had passed.
Sheila would finally be able to call 911 to report that Lacey had died. According to the 911 call, she was going to clean Lacey's sores when she noticed that her daughter...
She looks like a bee, doesn't she? I'm sorry.
...was no longer breathing. Her eyes were wide open, staring blankly ahead, and her mouth was open as well. Dispatch called for an ambulance and the coroner to come to the family's home, and the sight of Lacey's malnourished, feces-covered, 96-pound body was shocking. At once, the coroner knew that Lacey had been the victim of extreme neglect, and her family had simply allowed her to die in front of them. The following is taken from a Daily Mail article that will be linked below. This article describes the scene where Lacey was found from pictures that the police took. These pictures are so graphic in nature that the police refused to allow the public to see them. Lacey appears almost buried up to her shoulders in the wide and deep hole in the sofa that her bony body has worn over the years, rubbing away the cushioning. She is slumped over on her left side, with her right arm across the top half of her emaciated body near her neck. She is naked apart from a small blue patterned t-shirt, which is pulled up to her chest and does not cover her breasts. Her eyes are wide open, staring. Her mouth is also open, revealing what appears to be a full set of front teeth. Her legs are pulled up and crossed underneath her, ironically in a way that people can make themselves comfortable. But in Lacey's case, it was a posture of a bid to survive. Her face is covered in large and angry red blotches. Excrement is smeared almost all over her body. It is matted in her hair. It is even inside her ears. The brown leather sofa that served as her prison is alongside the wall, with a gap of about 18 inches. Astonishingly, to the couch's right side is a gray commode and a neat pile of clothes. And to the front, only a few feet away, is a cluttered, low black table. It is strewn with lotion bottles, some talcum powder, a pack of wipes, a nasal spray, a box with a lid that had a child's photo on it, and some other items that make it appear the Fletchers had the resources to clean their stricken only child. Between the sofa and the table
course they
are
had
two
the
neatly stacked
resources.
boxes of DVDs.
Even if you didn't have the resources, you would make do. Dollar store sells stuff. Like, I mean, these were professional people. Of course they had the resources.
It is not possible to discern the titles, but some appear to be childlike from the covers. Desperately sad photos of Lacey, taken later on a physician's steel table for
Good
a
morning,
forensic
Ghost.
examination, further reveal the extent of her harrowing and so far unexplained ordeal. She weighed just 96 pounds when discovered dead in the early hours of January 3rd. Close-ups show the flesh on her buttocks appears to be literally worn or eaten away by the 12 years that she hadn't moved from the couch. There are large, raw yellow areas where the skin has disappeared. Other back and buttock areas are so blackened it is impossible for a lay person to identify any shape or form. When Sheila called 911, Lacey had already been dead for between 24 to 48 hours, and neither of her parents had noticed. When talking to authorities, Sheila and Clay stated that it had been Lacey's own decision to sit in her filth for all those years, and while they didn't like that she did that, they didn't know what else to do. Sheila Fletcher
I
allegedly
think a lot of it,
maintained-
Hugh, came down to the fact that they were embarrassed. Good morning, Fish. I think a lot of it came down to the fact that they were embarrassed of her. They were overachievers. They were professional people, and they expected the same from their daughter, and that's not what they got. And I don't know. I can't fathom it.
that she routinely cleaned her daughter's bed sores, and her daughter never complained about them, despite
Of
the
course.
fact that they were so deep you could see the bone. As we know, Lacey couldn't have complained about it as her
Can't tell me that this woman has held the positions that she's held, and she didn't realize that this girl was catatonic for 12 years or more. They said it was like a minimum of 12.
diagnosis would have made it impossible for her to talk. It would be 4 months until Sheila and Clay were formally arrested and charged with second-degree murder, which allegedly shocked them. After being charged, their lawyer told the media, quote, they don't want to relive the pain of losing a child through the media.
Exactly,
They have been through a
Fish.
lot of heartache over the years. Anyone who has lost a child knows what that's like. He also claimed that Lacey didn't have locked-in syndrome, and instead was simply too lazy to move. The two are currently out on bail, and their trial is set for June
Oh, they're on
19th,
bail.
2023. Lacey was a bright young girl who could have had a bright future, but because her parents failed to get her any sort of help for 12 years, she was left to rot away on a couch in her living room. This is
Me
one of the
too, on
most
a limb.
harrowing cases we have covered, and it was entirely preventable. If her parents had, at any point, called a local physician or a home care nurse, Lacey would be alive today. As this case is still ongoing, I will likely follow this video up in the future. If you would like to see that video and any future videos, consider subscribing. If you like this content, please like this video as it does help with YouTube showing you our future content. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day and remember to stay safe.
I am just going to go to this main page so I can share the link with you guys. So Dreading is the channel name. And I had not followed this one until now. Anna Lynn, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. You are a big deal. I wonder how much their bail was. There shouldn't have been one at all. No, there really shouldn't have been. And if they could afford to post that stinking bail, they could have afforded to get their child help. They called her lazy because... Oh, Anna Lynn. Okay, I was like, what was that? They called her lazy because it absolved them of culpability for how bad they let things get right. Sassy, thank you for becoming a member. You are a big deal. Good morning, Ghost. let the punishment fit the crime. Exactly. Yep, I totally agree. So the trial is supposed to be next month. I don't know if they're going to live stream the court case because of the graphicness of it. But I will find that out and we'll, keep up on top of it. This channel is good though, guys. What it's like to date a 13-year-old psychopath. Ugh, when your son kills your daughter. I know, Poper, that one's horrible. Their bail was $300,000. They honestly have a lot of nerve to spend that bail money. They should sit and shut up. Exactly. Irma, thank you for being a big deal for 7 months. So they only needed $30K. Doesn't bail still work? Yes, it does. It's been a lot. Yeah, you need 10%. I don't see Glams. Oh, there you are, Glam. Thank you for being a big deal for 2 months. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm stretching. I am so sore, and I don't know why. They've been going at it for a while. That lawyer's going to be making money. At the very least, it'll be nice to see them, their hard-earned money get spent all on legal costs and then have to be sitting in jail for the rest of their life. They should make them sit in the same spot in the jail for the rest of their life, like they did to their poor daughter. I haven't watched any. I mean, I don't mind watching it if you want. I haven't watched any of that, but I will say I used to not be able to watch Charlie, and I watched. Sure, Lisa. So you just are going to add me as a friend on Discord, and then I'll send you the link for the invite for the Discord. If you have a different name on Discord than you do on YouTube, DM me and let me know who you are. So you're going to put my name in exactly like that, the capital D for Dammit and the capital D for Danny, and then the number sign in the 4392. You need that to find me on Discord. What state were they from? I did not know. Hold on.
Losing a loved one is difficult
Lacey
no matter the circumstances.
Fletcher.
The person is gone while others are left to grieve their loss.
This is the New York Post, but I don't think they were. East. I really hate the ads that come up on all this. Louisiana is the state. They were in parish of East Feliciana jail. Let's see. Charlie's video drag FFG. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I never used to be able to watch Charlie, and I watched one of her streams, I think last week, and I was able to actually watch her. I don't know if it's just a matter of what I've, seen and experienced and everything in Girl World, if that made the difference or what. But it pays to give people another chance, guys, because I kind of got into it when I started watching her last week. FFG had good points, but she really can be too nasty sometimes, in my opinion. Like, dang, girl, chill. I agree. That's why I have a hard time watching her. Same goes. I don't watch neither, but I'm a fatty at heart. Not really sure what happened between Charlie and FFG, but I know they call each other ugly. I don't recall them ever really being friends. I don't know if they had interaction before, but I don't recall them like being friends. When she talks about her mom and grandma, that's too much. Yes. See, I think a lot of people do, Sassy. I mean, that's how, that's how she has the numbers. A lot of people like that snark. But I am not, I will say I'm not one of them. That's why I'm kind of trying to step away from that a little bit, because it's just too ugly for me. It's pretty lame they're having an ugly off. That is pretty lame. Oh my gosh, Goblin. FFG has done great things with her platform, and she's hella entertaining. Charlie came with the receipts. Their chat. See, I don't know anything about what's going on with them. Receipts for what? Did they have interaction together that she's sharing receipts for? Yes, same, Irma. I need to be able to chat. And I will say, I went in, and it was actually a small creator I went in to watch and support this weekend. And I swear I could not get any interaction from the chat whatsoever. I was chatting, interacting with people and stuff, but that chat was so like close knit. They totally were just like ignoring anything I said. Good morning, Dax. I enjoy fun lives like this one in House of Hannibal more than the intense one. Yeah, me too. I agree. Well, and I think that's what makes it work over here is the chat. Like I've said that so many times. A creator is only as good as their subscribers and, who's in their chat. Because you guys are the ones that see everybody as soon as they come into the chat and are able to welcome them and, talk back when they say hello. I might not see it right away. Eventually I will, get to it. But you guys are the ones that kind of are the first interaction people have when they come into any stream. The chat's the first interaction they have. So if that interaction is not good, people aren't going to be back, right? And so I really feel like that's one thing that we do have is we have an amazing chat, amazing mods. You guys are so welcoming and kind when other people come in that are new. FFG can be pretty abrasive, and she's not everyone's cup of tea, but she drives Chantel battier than just about anyone else. And yes, I agree, Goblin. We do kind of get a kick out of that. I said hi to you when I saw you in, I think it was Collie's chat. I was in Collie's. I'm so glad to see Collie back. FFG was fun at first, dragging Foodie, but it's just too much for me, really. And honestly, my salad needs a passport. Good morning. It's just like too much. Like, honestly, for me, even just like the yelling, I cannot stand to be around yelling. And FFG is a screamer. She doesn't necessarily need to be screaming about anything bad. She's just loud in general. I enjoy your live, Danny. I usually work and listen, so I don't see the chat much, but when I can chat, people are always friendly here. Thank you, cats. I think FFG's shtick is old news. Good morning, Anita. Namaste. No worries. I enjoy FFG. It's more of a podcast for me. Well, we're kind of talking about the FFG and Charlie saga. We were talking about that case that Arrow sent us yesterday about the girl that like melted into the couch. See, I feel like we need to figure out a different way to describe the case because I feel like that's so disrespectful. I don't want that girl to, be, I don't want that girl to be remembered that way. Right, Irma? I love it. Good morning, girl. I've missed you too. I hope you had a good weekend, Mother's Day. See, I do agree with that, Jilly. I mean, I don't agree. You guys know I don't agree with going real life ever. So the hearts are reactions, Glam. I don't think all devices have it though. Like I know, I believe iPhone has it because I think I do it on my iPhone. I'm not sure what all devices have it and what don't, but it's like on the side of your chat and it has a heart and then it has an arrow. So if you hit the arrow, yep, there you go. I don't know if that's you, Glam, but yeah. So it has like a smiley face, a party hat, hearts. And I don't know, honestly, if those are considered interaction and, help the streamer or not. Like you guys know, I came from Periscope. So on Periscope, you could give hearts and people would tap those hearts continually through like the entire stream. And there was like a maximum amount of hearts that you could reach. So that was like people's thing, trying to reach that maximum amount of hearts. After a certain amount, I think it was like high. It was like maybe 500. Once you reached that amount, none of those would count. So then, you would stop. But it got to be, for most of us, just a habit. We'd be sitting there in the chat and listening, and it just got to be habit to just sit there and constantly click the hearts. So for me, that's what I usually do in people's chats is I sit there and continually hit that heart just because it's habit for me. I actually got pulled over in my neighborhood on Mother's Day and got a ticket, but otherwise it was good. Aw, that stinks, squirrel. I've only gotten one ticket in my life and I was mortified. I was like, plead guilty, pay it. I just wanted it done and over with. Right, Jessica? That cop couldn't have given you a warning and sent you on your merry way. Well, how do you know what you're hearting? I guess I don't know what you mean, Dax. Like you can heart. Apparently, you're able to do it on recorded videos too. Like make reactions and stuff in the video, so that then I've not seen it, but I was reading it, and apparently during like replays, you're able to react, and then when people watch that replay, they're gonna see your reaction at certain periods during the live stream. Oh my gosh, girl, on Mother's Day and your kids were in the car. That's awful. You guys, you remember a few weeks ago when I had that allergic reaction to the gel products for nails, and like literally my hands itched uncontrollably. My fingertips were sore for probably 2 or 3 weeks. Well, yesterday my daughter wanted me to paint her nails. So I put on like a medical glove on my right hand. And I painted her nails, and I used my one finger on my left hand to wipe like part of the gel polish off of like, the side of her finger. And now that hand, just from that little bit, is itching and like sore like it was before. So if I paint her nails again, I'm going to have to use 2 gloves. You were at your driveway? Oh my gosh. 12 points on your license. I don't know. I don't think I got any points. My insurance didn't go up or anything. And I was just so mortified. I was like, you know, just get it over with. I hit guilty on the thing, paid my fine right away, and I was like, I just want it to go away. I was so mortified because I've never gotten anything driving like that. Yep, I can see them. You don't see here. Let me go to a. I'll go to a stream just to see Irma if it's on. I don't remember if it's on the computer. Anything driving like that. Yeah, I don't see it on the computer, Irma. It is on. It is on iPhone, I believe. Let me check. See, I have both Android and iPhone products, so. Yeah, it's on iPhone. I don't have my tablet back here, so I don't know if it's on my Android or not. No, only Apple. And you know what? It's so weird because I feel like certain things are geared toward Android users and certain things are geared toward iPhone users, and you can never win because I've gone back and forth between iPhone and Android. And there are certain apps that I like better on Android and certain apps I like better on Apple. You can easily develop an allergy to nail products. That's why they say not to practice on yourself when learning. I still do, though. Acrylic and monomer. I did order. I've always had acrylics done, and I've been fine with acrylics. So I did order like the acrylic dip powder. Uh-oh, what'd you say, Lilith? I must have missed it. Oh, you think only Apple? You don't see them either, Lilith? Yeah, they're not on the computer, so they're not on the Android. Oh, you do see it on Android, cats? Huh. Maybe guys check and see if your devices are updated, but I don't think there's a way to get them on computer. Awesome. There you go, Irma. You guys, I love sunflowers. I can't wait to see them this summer. I should totally plant some. Yeah, I think it is, Dax. Can it be regional thing? I don't think so. Usually YouTube isn't, anything about local anything. You have, Dax? Huh. I don't remember where I've had them and where I don't. Because like I said, I have my computer, I have Apple, and I have an Android tablet. So yes, Anna Lynn, he had the vid. Mrs. never got it though, huh, Dax? Jessica, really? I've never seen a sunflower field. Oh my gosh, that has to be gorgeous. I don't know what it was yesterday because we've been having nicer weather. Yesterday was only like 59. It was beautiful and sunny. But all the girls, me, my mother-in-law, my daughter, we were all freezing all day long. All right, I want to see if Foxy has anything new out. Whoop. I don't think this is 2 weeks old, but I don't think. I don't think we ever saw this Sala one either. I love Foxy's stuff. That's awesome. She never got it, Dak.
Hi guys. Hello everybody. Hi. MashaAllah. Too many people say hi. Slow down.
You guys, his Sala cracks me up. And if ever I if ever I am talking about Sala, this is exactly what I picture. I picture those Foxy 8 Sala eyes like everywhere.
Down, guys. Salah Beezing. Hello everybody. How are you?
Look
today,
at-
Salah? I'm fine. I'm cool.
Look at
We have
Putrid Pickle, Blue Pot, Barracuda, Vera's Wang, Rancid Ricotta, Hostage, and Foodie's Fupa are the scents.
fun today. Do reveal. Yalla babe. The people are waiting. Yalla, come. Thank you, Cricket. Salah is very handsome.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, mashallah. Yalla. Okay, come babe.
All right, here you go, guys.
Okay, sorry, I have to pause this, and this has nothing to do with this video, but I just remembered it. I had started talking about it earlier, and then, I don't know, I got sidetracked. But when I was saying about Malice Black, and, you know, she seems to handle it well, I think. Like, I don't feel like she bullies Brianna or anything. But I was a little disappointed in her. I think it was yesterday. She had put up a video, and it was like, the title was like, Brianna Ann, ? Or something. Could she be the next Chris Chan? And I was like, oh, that's not cool. Like, I just didn't respect that at all. But I will say she changed the title. I don't see that title on her page anymore. So there's that. Sorry, I just now got that train of thought back and thought I'd share.
We have a surprise.
Here's the show, guys.
We have something special for you.
Para.
We have Beezer perfume. It's Beezer spray. This is Beezer spray from Salah's business.
Her hand on the
Spray?
side.
Spray me.
More?
No.
Why are you afraid?
And it's my favorite smell. It smells exactly like
Who did, girl? Brianna reported. Wouldn't be surprised, even though I don't talk badly about Brianna, I wouldn't be surprised if she's reported me too, because I think she just literally sees her name in something and automatically thinks people are bullying her. Yeah, Dax, I thought that was too far. I was kind of, you know, I didn't like that. And I was kind of surprised too, because Malice doesn't usually cross a line.
Vera Wang. It smells really nice. You cannot drink it.
Vera's
It's not
Wang
edible.
smells
So
really
yeah, we
nice,
have a couple
guys.
bottles of this, so it smells so good.
Oh, Malice reported
It's a body
Brianna.
spray, but you can
For
use
what?
it whatever.
That doesn't happen often. I think Brianna has reported any of us that have mentioned her. I did try to tell her. She did another video, I think it was Saturday, about the bullying, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Brianna, you keep posting these videos saying you're going to ignore the haters. You're not going to talk about it. But you continually put up these videos about being bullied and the haters. Like, I really feel like if she would just stop, I hope to God not Dax. I don't think so. She does TikTok. She's got a pretty good channel on TikTok. And then she does YouTube. She said yesterday that she deleted her Twitter. She deleted her Twitch. I don't think she deleted her Instagram. But like she said, her Facebook is going to be for family and friends. Her Instagram's going to only be for like good friends. And then she'll have her YouTube and her TikTok. And told YouTube she has the mentality of a 12-year-old, and it's See, I'm so torn, Goral, because I agree. I don't think this is a safe place for her at all. But at the same time, I'm proud of her for putting as much effort as she has put into her channels. And I think that that could really, if she would let the hate go and ignore that, I really feel like this could be like a good thing for her. It's something that she's focused on and could benefit her. But I don't think she's able to ignore, the haters, and I don't think her mind, is ready for that. I love the smell of Wang, but Dong has a nice musk smell. Wow. Brandy. Can always count on Brandy. I thought it would be good for her too, and I still think it could be good for her if she could just not pay attention. Don't search her name, don't look for hashtag Brianna Ann or Serenity Faith or whatever name it is this week. I feel like it could be a good thing because she really is putting a lot of effort into it. And you guys, I felt so bad. You know how she was talking about fixing up her studio and everything, and she kept talking about the table that she ordered. And the table she ordered is just like a little card table. And she looks like the Jolly Green Giant sitting at that table because it's so little. And I felt so bad. She was, she wants to like set up her studio and everything. If she lost it, yeah. Well, I think she has lost it before, hasn't she? I feel like, and I hate to even say it because I hate when people blame stuff on the parents, you can do everything, pretty much right as a parent, and it doesn't mean that your children are always going to turn out, to be good citizens that are contributing to society. So I hate when it's always the parents' fault or whatever, but I do feel like just from the way she talks, I feel like she was kind of raised as a victim, like she was raised in that victim mindset because of her disabilities, because she really does use them to her advantage and to manipulate. But I mean, I'm sure it was like uncharted territory for her mother. Her mother probably, had no idea how to deal with her or whatever. She probably was only as good as what professional help she could, get and learn from.
Do code red. Yeah, it's a very different looking
His
bottle, huh?
eyes kill me.
These are Windex, yeah. You're like a business owner, but you don't really honestly, he's just like a few phone calls a day and then it's like business is done kind of business. So you're lucky.
Yeah. The next video is coming, guys.
Well, that explains
Maybe
at least something because everybody always says, he's a businessman. When does he work? Oh, really? Stephanie says, fixated thoughts and persecution delusions are evidence of her disability, unfortunately. Really? I don't know what her diagnosis really is. Do you know? Do you, Stephanie? I mean, all she really says is that, other than her acid reflux, all she ever says is that she has an intellectual disability.
In the drain and you were a badoon, I would love you.
Yeah.
There's one more that we didn't watch yet. Look at his Foodie is perfect. I don't know why I
No,
always call
it's not a big
Foxy a he.
decision all of a sudden. This is not an impulse. Like, I know I'm impulsive, but behind the scenes, I've really talked to Salah a lot about it. Oh God, I forgot to put it on members only. Get out of here. I don't watch people, but I know what they're saying. I'm just tired of just being the center of all this negativity. But, like, put yourself in my shoes and really think, like, it's really hard for me already. I'm trying to get better and to be better. And, you know, so I'm just very emotional right now. I don't know where Salah is. I guess not supporting me right now, I guess.
She's
Yeah, I
wiping
don't know
her
where you are 'cause
eyes
you're not in
with
the chat. You're not
Howie.
here, so. Not even close. Not even close. I don't even care about anything anymore. Like, I'm just so fed up with
Okay,
everything.
Dax.
You ever just feel like you're, like, screaming and nobody effing hears you? That's how I feel. I feel like no one gets it.
Look at even
Nobody
her
understands
shirt is
a
exact.
single thing. I don't know where Salah is. I don't know. Like, I really just don't. It's just not even. It's not worth it for
Hi,
me
Lotus.
anymore. Because, because I don't know where Salah is. It's just not worth it. Like, seriously. Like, how? It's not. It's not worth it for me. So, what's the point? If you want to cancel your memberships, yes.
I have to always point out, like, the intricate things that Foxy doesn't miss. Do you see her eyeliner? Her eyeliner is like day old eyeliner, like she always has. It's like not, it probably would have been easier for Foxy to put fresh eyeliner on her, but no, it's like the day old eyeliner where it's like patchy.
Go ahead. I'm just done. I don't know where you are because you're not in the chat and you're not here, so I don't know how long I'll be on here. It's not worth it. So, especially, with Ramadan and all the changes and just, like, I'm going through a lot,
Pulled it right out of the tunnel.
So this will be my last stream. I thought I would just do a live and let you know I wasn't going to do a live, but I'm like, no.
Yes, Irma.
Yeah. Yeah, she made fun of his clothing. Exactly. Disgusting human. That's what I mean. So many culturally ignorant.
Chantel, the stuff that we were just watching, a disgusting human is not making fun of somebody's outfit.
People, like, talking like they know something. What? Why do I have to be accountable? I don't think so. Like, there's just no way. No. Never. The drain rat. It was coming back out.
Look at the rat. Oh, Foxy. Hold on. Let me put Foxy's. Link in the chat. I'm sure you probably all follow Foxy by now, but if you don't, give her a follow. She does amazing videos. I know, Jilly. I think we're all kind of waiting with bated breath to see what happens. Because I think that's what all of us figured when she talked about going back for Sam. Oh, there's a Charlie Gold one.
Our new, my name is Charlie. I definitely want to get into it. I'm gonna start raging. So she has to stop running with pizza. I'm here to help her. Let's get into it. She runs with it. I have issues with binging, but what she does is eating pizza on pizza. She's had the opportunity to turn this around so many times. Please consider subbing before you exit this video.
Wipe your tears with the rat.
Our new
Do you think the rat was the old apartment? You think the rat is the reason they left? And I know this is silly, but I can't stop thinking about the bathrooms and her not being able to utilize the shower in the bath. I think he'll just drive her to a border and she can stay a night and renew, maybe. I don't know, Dax. Like, Ramadan would be hard for someone like, oh my gosh, yeah. Well, see, the thing that would be hard for me, I could do it without the food, Lotus, but I couldn't go all day long without drinking water. I drink lemon water like all day, every day. Who's Darcy? Darcy and Stacy recreating all of Darcy's breakups. We saw this one. This one was funny. She does a good FFG. She never did Ramadan. He don't stay with her. He visits on a night with his family other times. Is she still overseas? Yeah, Foodie is still overseas. Right, Dax? I mean, honestly, like, you guys know I live in the country. So, mice and rodents and wild, that's all part of the territory when you're in the country. But I would have freaked out too, seeing a rat try to come up that drain. I would have been cementing that drain shut. Yes, exactly, Dax. I could go without food. I can't go without water. And I almost think that that's like dangerous for them to do in that heat. Make people go without water. Thank you, Brandy. Let me I gotta write down the ones that what did we watch, guys? We watched Foxy, Dreading, Cheyenne. Me and the mods are pretty good about sharing the links of the stuff we watch, but I need to get better about putting them in the description. Oh, dry mouth is horrible. Hi, Collie. Good morning. I was so glad I was able to make your live last night. All right, I'm going to see. Did we never even went. Oof. Uh-oh. Losing my mic. Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry. My mic was coming off. Yes, Dax, and it's so hot there. It would seem like it would be. Yeah, no, they're not even allowed to have water, Lotus. And that seems like it would be so dangerous in that heat. Thank you, Brandy. Oh, it's so nice having her back, Steph. Yeah, not in his, I don't know. Dehydration is like so easy in that heat. I mean, they even, you know, like when they went out and showed during Ramadan, like nothing, you know, like restaurants, all that stuff is all closed even during the day during Ramadan. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's go over. This was what we were going to do. The kind of like delve into the Chad Daybell crap. So he faces 6 charges. He's charged with red rum in the death of his wife, Tammy, and in the deaths of his wife, Lori Vallow Daybell's children, 7-year-old JJ and 16-year-old Tylee. He's also charged with conspiracy to commit murder in all 3 deaths. In the deaths of JJ and Tylee, that conspiracy charge also includes conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception. Lori Vallow Daybell was convicted of grand theft for taking the children's social security checks after their deaths. Wow. I didn't realize that. Not that that is worse than what they're already being accused of or convicted of. He has pleaded not guilty. Oh, please. Not guilty. Thank you, Brandy. Brandy is on it this morning. Right, Jilly? I mean, she probably ate from, you know, sundown to sun up. Although it wasn't, I was surprised at that too. It wasn't really sun up. What did she say? I think it was like 4 a.m. or something that it would start. And you know darn well too, Lotus, that she's diabetic. Diabetes is basically a dehydration disease, you know? So that's really dangerous. I don't care what she says about curing her dang diabetes, and she's put on all this weight. There's no way her diabetes is in remission anymore. While Boyce took the death penalty off the table for Vallow Daybell, who will be sentenced in about 3 months, it could still be a possibility for Daybell. Daybell's trial has not yet been scheduled. The judge in the case, Judge Stephen Boyce, ruled in March that Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell would be tried separately, granting a motion to sever the trials by Daybell's attorneys. Daybell had earlier waived his right to a speedy trial. His attorneys had asked in January to delay the joint trial, initially set for April, until 2024. But the judge had ruled against that motion, saying Lori Vallow had not waived her right to a speedy trial. Vallow Daybell's trial started April 3rd. Boyce has said it could be delayed by more than 6 months, but it is unclear when that might be. Lori Daybell, 49, had a daughter, Tylee Ryan, from a previous relationship when she married Charles Vallow, her 4th husband, in 2006. In 2012, the two adopted then 2-year-old Joshua, whose biological father was Vallow's nephew. It wasn't, so JJ was not her biological child. I'm assuming if it was her nephew's son. Oh, no, it wasn't her nephew's son. Biological father was Vallow's. Yeah. The son of his sister, Kay Woodcock. Joshua, known as JJ, had autism, and by all accounts, he and his sister Tylee were close. So, hold on. Who? Okay, so she adopted JJ when she was with Charles. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, now 54, met in 2018. The Vallows separated the following year, with Charles Vallow filing for divorce. He said in the divorce filing that his wife had threatened to murder him. She threatened me. She threatened me. Murder me. Kill me, he told police in a conversation captured on video that 48 Hours exposed. Charles Vallow was killed in July 2019, shot in an altercation with Vallow Daybell's brother, Alex Cox, in Arizona, where the Vallow family, including JJ and Tylee and Cox, were living at the time. Soon after, Valo Daybell and her children moved to Idaho. In a separate case in Arizona, Valo Daybell is charged with conspiring to murder Valo, which is Chad's first wife. Cox died unexpectedly in 2019. You guys, there has got to be a connection to all this. All these deaths in that same, family. She said she ate for 10 hours. Yeah, let me go back up and okay, let's read this one over. Okay, so yeah, Charles Valo, she is who she was with when her she adopted 2-year-old Josh, whose biological father was Valo's nephew. So if it was Charles Valo's nephew that was the father, it would be his great nephew. Yeah, the biological father was Valo's nephew. So that would make JJ his great nephew. But see, that I'm confused because it says his biological father was Valo's nephew, the son of his sister, Kay Woodcock. Okay, Sassy, have a good day. JJ was Charles' brother's son. Yeah, see, this says it was his sister's son. It has me confused because it says it's his sister's son, which would make it her nephew. Oh, okay. So it's his sister's son's son. That's what it is. So that's right. It would be his great nephew. Yeah, his sister's grandson. No problem, Hugh. I know people who work at CBI where she was placed for psych evaluation in Arizona. Call a petition. Yeah, his sister's son. So yeah, it would be their great nephew. Okay. The last time anyone saw Tylee was in December 2019. And they said that the last time they spoke to the 7-year-old was in August and asked police to check in on him in November. On October 19, 2019, Tammy Daybell, the wife of Chad Daybell and the mother of his 5 children, died at the Daybell's home in Idaho of what officials initially said were natural causes, but later said was suspicious. Daybell told police he did not want an autopsy. Chad and Lori married in Hawaii 2 weeks later. 2 weeks after his wife passed, he married Lori. By December, police and the FBI were searching for 16-year-old Tylee and 7-year-old JJ. The hunt continued even as police arrested Valo in Hawaii on 2 felony accounts related to the missing children and 3 other misdemeanors. She was extradited to Idaho. The search continued into 2020 when police executed a search warrant on Daybell's property in Rexburg, Idaho. There, they found human remains later identified as JJ and Tylee. His body duct taped and in red pajamas, and hers badly burned. How does religion play a part? Oh, his bio parents are deceased as well. Well, oh no, that wasn't. I was thinking his nephew was the one, but it wasn't. It was a brother or something. There's so many people involved in this case. Both Lori and Chad were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's the church that it was connected with? Also known as the Mormon Church, Daybell owned a religious publishing company, and his own writing focused on fringe beliefs, including what he said were his own near-death experiences and the end times. Valo Daybell, friends say, was increasingly convinced that doomsday is around the corner. As part of that belief, she said people's bodies, including J.J. Tiley and Charles Valo, were possessed by evil spirits, turning them into zombies. Former friend April Raymond told 48 Hours. Part of her mission on Earth was to eliminate the darkness, the demonic, the evil. Daybell had a religious-focused podcast on which Valo Daybell appeared. The two also held gatherings of people who shared their increasingly fervent beliefs. Daybell believed she was chosen to lead the 144,000 people who would survive the end times. Her late husband told police she believed she was a resurrected being, a god. Daybell's trial included testimony about their beliefs in zombies, people who had evil spirits take over their bodies, as well as past lives, as biblical figures, the end times, and a rating scale of how close people were to death. And there was a whole subplot about someone buying the wedding rings that Chad and Lori used in their ceremony. They were able to confirm the rings were bought while Tammy was alive. Oh my gosh, Goblin. They bastardized some LDS doctrine. They kind of had their whole other imaginary religion based on an obscure and largely frowned upon offshoot of LDS. I mean, it totally was like cultish. I feel kind of bad for the Latter-day Saints to have that behind them, People hear that it, about a cult, and then they hear about that, that it was that religion. That's not good. They kind of had their whole other imaginary, largely frowned upon. Wow. Wow. Chad Daybell's 5 adult children have come to their father's defense. They are convinced of his innocence. They believe the way JJ and Tylee were found, buried shallowly, suggests their father, a former gravedigger, was not involved, and he would have been smart enough not to bury the bodies on his own property. He was framed. This is his property. If there's bodies buried here, it would be attributed to him. She blamed Valo Daybell and her brother Alex Cox, whose GPS put him at the property on the day prosecutors believed Tylee was buried. I think it's pretty clear it was Lori and Alex. Alex came and left for periods of time. We don't know what exactly he was doing. His family also said they were the ones, not their father, who made the decision about not having an autopsy for their mother. But he was standing there in complete shock, traumatized, letting us make the decision. If he was trying to hide something, I wouldn't leave something like that up to my kids if I was trying to hide something. And a source close to Valo Daybell trial told CBS News she was angry with her lawyers for trying to shift blame to Daybell during closing arguments. She was like trying to protect him.
Wake up, achievers. You're making the most of every hour of your life, except the hours that you're sleeping.
He's too smart to get
So
caught.
why do we leave so much untapped potential on the table? This is a next level bed for a next level you. My circadian rhythm is kicking your circadian rhythms.
It's not a competition.
I know. But I'm still winning.
So it is a competition.
I know.
Save 50%
Nicole,
on the
there's
Sleep
so
Number
many
limited edition
deaths
smart bed,
in this
plus free home
case.
delivery when you add an adjustable base.
It's
Only at
crazy.
Sleep Number.
After months of searching, the bodies of 7-year-old JJ Valo and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan were found on this property near Rexburg, Idaho.
It's hard to even comprehend. It's a nightmare for me every single day.
Chad Daybell's daughter, Emma Murray. I can't believe they're like coming to his defense.
To even think about lives with so much potential and goodness, and they're gone, they're ended.
For Chad Daybell's children, the murders of JJ and Tylee is only one piece of this tragedy. They claim their family had been ripped apart by this woman, their stepmother.
See, now it's being, I don't know, like the truth. It's being portrayed, though, that he was like the leader, like, you know, the one with these zombie fantasies and stuff like that, that, you know, he then got her to come over to the dark side.
None of this would have happened if Lori Vallow had never come into my family's life.
When their father married Lori Vallow in Hawaii, weeks after his wife Tammy died, it stunned his children. The Daybell siblings say they didn't know anything about their new stepmother, including the fact that she had 2 children.
I first heard of her children when a detective came to my work and asked me about them. I had never heard of them before that point.
So even after your father weds Lori, you didn't know that there were 2 kids in the picture at that point?
Wow. So they didn't know about, I wonder if, we'll have to keep watching, but I wonder if they tried to hide the fact that she had them until they were
Did not.
read wrong.
But when investigators found the bodies of the missing children on the Daybell property after months of searching, his children believed he was innocent.
When the bodies were found in your father's backyard, after your father was unable to answer the simple question of where are the children, was that a moment where you questioned your father's innocence?
Not my father.
It goes back to what we know about him as a man, as our father.
I feel bad for these kids. I think he was the head moron. Fairly recently, late last year, they confirmed that Tammy died of, yeah, they had to exhume her body because they didn't do the autopsy, and then when they exhumed the body, they found it was asphyxiation. It would be too much of a coincidence if Chad wasn't involved in JJ and Tylee's death. Both families have mysterious deaths. Right, Lisa? There's way too many deaths in this case. It's so confusing. That girl, I guess his daughter, sounds fake as crap when she talks. They all look brainwashed. Weird laws being passed there, too. Good morning, Diva.
For them, it was unthinkable that he would take the lives of 2 innocent children. The siblings also say the fact that the remains were found in shallow graves points fingers away from their father. The reason? Chad Daybell had once been a professional gravedigger.
He knew how to dig graves. And
even if that's true, if you're digging them in your own yard, you're not going to take the time to dig it 6 feet deep for fear of being, you know, somebody watching and being caught.
It just doesn't sound believable to me.
I do know that if he were to commit a crime, he wouldn't be foolish enough to put the evidence in his own backyard.
How is it possible 2 children are found buried in your father's backyard and he had nothing to do with it?
He was framed.
God love them. They're trying to, you know, defend their father. Wow. There was a, here's the timeline.
Whoever wins the Democratic primary is heavily favored to win the mayoral election in November.
NBA superstar John Morant has been suspended for the 2nd time this year. We're going to discuss.
Oh, this isn't the timeline for him. This is the timeline for her. Yeah. Lori and Charles Vallow adopted J.J. Vallow. He was the grandson of Charles' sister. Yeah, that's much easier to understand than the way the other article had it. J.J. had autism, and April Raymond, who was Lori's friend, says Lori was patient, an ideal mother for him. Vasia Tahoe met the Vallow family when they lived in Arizona. She says Tylee embraced her role as a big sister, that Tylee even jokingly referred to JJ as her own child. You could kind of tell that just from the pictures, how close she was to him. Sometime around 2017, relatives say Lori Vallow's relationship with her children changed. Her friends say she had been reading the books of doomsday author Chad Daybell. Daybell, who wrote several fiction books about preparing for the end of the world, lived outside Rexburg, Idaho. Sometime in 2018, Lori Vallow met Chad Daybell. Lori Vallow's friends say there was a connection between the two, and they began doing religious podcasts together. Daybell was also married. Together with his wife, Tammy Daybell, he was raising 5 children. Lori Vallow's friend Melanie Gibb would later say she heard Chad Daybell and Lori talking about zombies, people whose souls were replaced by dark spirits. Lori's former friend April Raymond told 48 Hours that Lori started referring to her husband, Charles Vallow, as a demon. I just imagine an excavator in the backyard with one white sheet like dangling off it, and everyone is like, ignore that. Yeah, what kind of flex is that? My dad would never build a shallow grave. He's a professional grave digger. But to build a grave that deep, he would be out there for hours and hours by himself. And you can't, he couldn't risk being out there for hours and hours without getting caught. Charles Vallow became very worried about Lori, and he went to the police with his concerns. He told them Lori believed she was a god preparing for the end of days. He also said Lori had threatened to murder him. Charles Vallow filed for a divorce from Lori. In court documents, Charles expressed that he feared for his and the children's safety. Wow. Charles Vallow went to the house where Lori Vallow was living with the children in Chandler, Arizona. Charles was supposed to drop their son JJ off at school, but when he went inside the home, Charles was shot dead by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Cox told police that Lori and Charles got into a fight. Alex claimed he was protecting his sister and shot Charles in self-defense. Lori and Tylee, who both say they heard the shooting, told similar stories of self-defense. Lori Vallow moved closer to Chad Daybell. She relocated her kids to Rexburg, Idaho. Lori's brother, Alex Cox, moved into the same apartment complex. Lori Vallow, Tylee, JJ, and Alex went to Yellowstone National Park. Police say this is where the last known photo of Tylee was taken before she vanished. Melanie Gibb has said that Lori had referred to Tylee as a zombie. Wow. September 9th, 2019, the morning after Tylee Ryan disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone GPS placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard on the property for about 2 hours. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad Daybell texted his wife, Tammy Daybell. The text read, "I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun, and he was still walking along. I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He is now in our pet cemetery." September 22nd, JJ disappears. There's a video of Charles talking to the cops, and he's telling them all the crazy stuff she's been saying, and then they believed her for some reason. I know, Irma. I've been wondering that too a lot lately because I've been watching a lot of content creators that have mental illnesses and things like that. And they have a God complex or something, or if it's not God, it's always some sort of higher authority, I would assume not, Collie. They thought Charles was the crazy one. And I could see that totally happening with pretty much any police station. You know what I mean? Especially with how, cases like Gabby Petito and, cases that there has been domestic abuse. I could, the cops are like kind of on the mark for having to decipher, who's the one at fault or whatever. They're both deluded. Good morning, Blondie. Oh, thank you. She'd have to take Tylee out first. She would have ran if they had done it the other way. Yeah, that's true. Police say JJ Vallow was last seen on September 22nd. Melanie Gibbs says that she and her boyfriend, David Warwick, were staying with Lori in Rexburg that weekend. On the night of September 22nd, Warwick says he saw Alex Cox carry JJ into Lori's apartment. But the next morning, according to Warwick, when he asked to see JJ, Lori reportedly told them that JJ was being a zombie and that Cox had to take him away. Wow. The day after JJ was last seen, investigators say Alex Cox's cell phone showed that Cox returned to Chad Daybell's backyard. This time, Cox was there for only 17 minutes. October 19th, 2019, another death. With Lori Vallow's children's whereabouts unknown, tragedy struck Chad Daybell's family. Daybell's wife, Tammy Daybell, died. The couple's son, Garth Daybell, said Tammy died in bed and that he and Chad called 911. The Daybell children told 48 Hours they declined an autopsy. They say the coroner told them Tammy's death appeared to be natural causes. They believed that because they say their mom was in ill health prior to her death. I was going to say, why would they think he's innocent when the mother passed? But there it is. They said her health was poor, so they did believe it, and it was natural causes. November 5th, 2019, roughly 2 weeks later, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell got married on a beach in Hawaii. Later that month, JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, asked police to check on JJ's welfare. Woodcock said she was concerned and hadn't heard from JJ in months. November 26, 2019. Rexburg police went to Lori Vallow Daybell's house looking for JJ. Police say Vallow Daybell lied to them, claiming that JJ was safe and staying in Arizona with her friend Melanie Gibb. At first, Gibb wasn't forthcoming about JJ's whereabouts, but later called police and told them JJ hadn't been with her. While Rexburg police attempted to locate JJ, investigators soon realized that his sister, Tylee Ryan, was also missing and launched a nationwide search for the children. That's what happened to me. My husband started having paranoid delusions about me. His family believed him. Because of this, he didn't get medical treatment. Oh my gosh, Lisa, how horrible. Problem is, this is where social workers need to be tapped in. Cops are not right. I totally agree, Diva. December 2019, while investigators searched for the missing children, Lori and Chad traveled back to Hawaii. In December 2019, Fremont County Sheriff's investigators grew suspicious about Tammy Daybell's death. They exhumed her body to conduct an autopsy. That same month, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, died in Arizona. It was determined he died of natural causes. January 25th, 2020, authorities served Lori Vallow Daybell an order requiring her to produce her children. February 20, 2020, an arrest. After failing to comply, Lori Vallow Daybell was arrested in Hawaii. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. June 9th, 2020, searching Chad Daybell's backyard. Even after Vallow Daybell's arrest, the couple refused to say where the children were. On June 9th, 2020, the FBI, Rexburg Police, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office descended upon Chad Daybell's home and property. Authorities dug in areas of the backyard where Alex Cox's cell phone had pinged in September 2019. Tragically, they uncovered human remains buried in shallow graves. JJ Vallow had been buried under a tree, and about 50 yards away, investigators found Tylee's grave in the Daybell's pet cemetery. Oh my gosh. Prosecutors believe she was buried in the same location Chad Daybell referenced when he texted Tammy Daybell 9 months earlier saying he was burying a raccoon. Investigators dug up part of the pet cemetery and found no raccoon, but Daybell's family told 48 Hours there was a second pet cemetery on the property that was not searched. Daybell was arrested. June 2020, authorities later confirmed that they identified the remains as J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. A memorial was built along the Daybell's fence to honor the victims. Jump to May 21st, so 11 months later. Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow Daybell were charged with first-degree murder for the deaths of J.J. and Tylee. Daybell was also charged with murdering his first wife, Tammy Daybell. June of 2021, Chad Daybell in court. Chad Daybell pleaded not guilty to all charges. June 2021, Lori Vallow Daybell's case on hold. Lori Vallow Daybell was also charged with conspiring to murder Charles Vallow. That same month, a judge ruled Lori incompetent to stand trial while she receives mental health treatment. She had not yet entered a plea. Her case was on hold. August 2021, awaiting trial. Prosecutors announced they will seek the death penalty against Chad Daybell. Daybell is jailed, awaiting trial. September 2021, the Daybell children speak out, speaking publicly for the first time together. They told 48 Hours they believe their father is innocent. Daybell's daughter, Emma Murray, says she believes Chad was framed by Alex Cox and Lori Vallow Daybell. Lori Daybell, April 11th, 2022, fit to stand trial. Judge Stephen Boyce ruled Lori Vallow Daybell is now mentally competent to stand trial in the Idaho murder case. He did not provide other details about her treatment or mental condition. She is scheduled to be formally arraigned in court next week, and both Lori and Chad Daybell are set to stand trial together early next year. Judge enters plea on Lori Vallow Daybell's behalf, April 19th, 2022. She refused to enter a plea to murder and other charges, prompting Judge Stephen Boyce to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf. Vallow Daybell and her husband, Chad Daybell, were both at the courthouse in the eastern Idaho town of St. Anthony for court proceedings. Vallow Daybell for an arraignment that was delayed for months while she underwent treatment at a mental health facility, and Chad Daybell for a hearing over the trial venue. I know, Irma, this case is just so, it's such like a wide spectrum like of a case. There's so many characters in this storyline. It's crazy. Lori will qualify for capital punishment if she's convicted of her trial later this year because the slayings were exceptionally depraved and carried out for financial gain. Lori Vallow Daybell's attorney seeks change in the charges August 2022, asked a judge to send the case back to a grand jury because they say that the conspiracy charges are oddly constructed and could confuse a jury. Daybell and her husband have pleaded not guilty to murder, conspiracy, and grand theft charges in connection with the deaths of 7-year-old JJ and 17-year-old Tylee. Now, because it's the timeline, it's going back, but we do know now that Lori has been convicted of both murders. 7th District Judge Stephen Boyce has banned cameras from the courtroom in the criminal case of Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, saying he fears the images would prevent a fair trial. The Idaho judge said news organizations will no longer be able to shoot still photography or videos inside the courtroom. That's why I kind of feel like the one with Lacey Fletcher, I kind of don't think they're going to air the trial because it's so graphic. Judge Stephen Boyce rejected a request from Lori Vallow Daybell's attorneys that she and her husband be allowed to meet in person and on phone to discuss strategies and settlement options. Attorneys for Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell presented several requests during a motion hearing, including that the trial be delayed until 2024, a request from Chad Daybell's attorneys, and that the death penalty be taken off the table, a request from Lori Vallow Daybell's lawyers. March 2023, 2 trials to be held. Judge Stephen Boyce granted a motion by Chad Daybell's attorneys to sever the trials, meaning separate trials will be held. Lori Daybell's trial is scheduled to start on April 3rd. Chad Daybell's trial has not yet been scheduled. The weird religion angle was wild. So weird. Does she still believe in... I don't know. I mean, she has been... It appears that they had her like in a mental health treatment facility for... I don't know what... It looks like it was about a year. So I would imagine by the time they released her, I would hope that she didn't believe in zombies anymore, or they wouldn't release her. I don't know. March 21st, 2023, prosecutors were seeking the death penalty for both defendants, but Lori Vallow Daybell's attorney said it should be taken off the table in her case because they will not have time to fully review a large amount of evidence that was turned over in recent weeks. During a hearing, Judge Stephen Boyce agreed. He noted that Vallow Daybell has not waived her right to a speedy trial, so the proceeding could not be rescheduled to give her defense team ample time to review the evidence. The death penalty still applies to Chad Daybell's case. One of his kids were? And that kid is still alive, I assume. Guilty on all charges. An Idaho jury found Lori Vallow Daybell, the mom charged with murder of the deaths of her two children, Tylee and JJ, guilty on all charges. Vallow Daybell was also charged with conspiracy to commit red rum in the deaths of the children and the death of her husband's first wife, Tammy Daybell. She was also accused of stealing Social Security payments issued for the children. So he is not going to go to trial until next year. She is being extradited for conspiracy to commit murder on his wife, his first wife. Yep, Tylee and JJ were in the way. I know, but it's so scary because she was old enough to get out, you know, like she was old enough to know something was going on and to leave. And it's true. That's why they took care of her first. Because if they took care of JJ first, Tylee would have ran. Oh, I read that wrong, Irma. I thought you said one of his kids were zombies. Yeah. None of his kids were zombies, just hers. Where were the kids after? Were they all grown? They didn't need, Chad didn't need to raise them after the mother passed. I assume they were all older. The money angle makes it even grosser. Why didn't she just send them back to their dad? Well, the dad had passed, right? See, this is where the timeline is good because it tells... Charles Vallow's Fears, February 2019. So they married, they met in 2018. Charles starts to fear in 2019 in February. Yeah, I'm trying to find where... Okay, so he was shot in 2019. So that was before. So he passed before she got like with Chad permanently and all that, it looks like, right? because after he died, she moved to Idaho to be close to Chad. Yeah, they got Social Security checks that she was cashing still. Both dads and guardians were passed. Yes. See, I'm glad that they are extraditing her for conspiracy of red rum of Tammy. Yeah, so the poor kid's father passed before he was able to help once she got with Chad. Oh, so horrible. She made sure to get they made sure to get him out of the way so that he couldn't step in. She's a black widow, both dads and guardian. Yeah. Ugh. And she never, I found it weird too. Like, I don't remember ever hearing, like, from her, you know, when the kids were missing and everything. I don't remember seeing her, you know, on news outlets or anything, you know, trying to find her children. Like, she didn't even play the game that I saw. Oh, I don't know what happened here. This is bot best of truths YouTube. Where did it go? Right here, need y'all ASAP, really. MGL and company. Maybe we should put that on, you guys.
Hey y'all. Sorry to call y'all out here in the middle of the night. I thought I was gonna have a beautiful night and go to sleep. Cardboard homes looking beyond.
This
Sam,
is Best of Truths
DK,
channel, guys.
Crafting with the Pioneer. Macy's mom, Kelville, Mitt Mama.
Absolutely, Diva. I
Wandering
totally
Spirit.
agree.
I hope everything's been going okay with your family wandering.
Right, Lotus? I find that weird. You know, normally, when parents, normally in the cases we hear when kids are missing and everything, even when it has been the parents, they play the game, right? They act up to the cameras and everything. You know, find my child, all that. I don't ever remember hearing anything like that with her. Let me speed this up.
My text message, I don't know what's going on. People keep calling my phone, they can't get through. My text messages keep saying they're not sending. I gotta try to use the telegraph, but I don't. And I went to bed. Anyway, Bloody Mary, Barbie, Queen Nick, let me see this for me. 6 out of 10. Thank you for that. Jade, Dorothy, Steph V, John Putty, High Love, and favorite thing. I did a quick live. Let me just explain real quick. Oh my, damn it. Ow, I just smacked my hand, spilled my ass. Jesus God. It's gonna be one of those moments. Oh, Lordy.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta use the restroom.
Oh my God, he's the Lord Almighty. Oh. Sorry, y'all, I'm just grabbing a glass of juice real quick. Fucking thirsty. Knocking everything over. Oh, I'm getting pissed off. Hey, Stormy. Randy on the web. I'll give you a little synopsis. Thanks, Stormy. Yeah, I just smacked my hand on the wall and it knocked my cigarettes out of my hand. Donna and Jess, Penny Winkle. Sorry. Okay. By the way, guys, Donna, do you have your wrench back? I'm not sure. I had to demod and unmod everybody like a week ago again because of all the damn clones. I saw the text between I figured Donna and Jess. I thought there was a couple people that I might have missed. But because of all the clones, I kept going through my block list. I kept finding all kinds of people blocked. So I took off almost everybody and put everybody back on. So I'll put it back right now. I knew I missed somebody. I need to start writing them down. Killian. WS. Okay, so let me give you guys a little hey Bootsy. Welcome everybody coming. Let me give you guys a little heads up. Look, I knew with the text, but this isn't even about the text right now, okay? I knew that there was text. Hobo had told me that. And I listen, I said this earlier.
I'm back, guys.
That doesn't make it okay because it was told to me, obviously, but that didn't surprise me. I wasn't like taken off guard, thankfully. They're not great, you know, they're bad. They're coming out with, you know, they were digging, there's a group of them between. So Tobo did show me some text. So of course, Michelle, being Michelle that she is, she doesn't show everything. You know, she deletes and manipulates, and there's a lot more. And she did say she's going to put them out. But we all know that they're real. I mean, they were texting about the kids and stuff. Like, she admitted that to me when she was on panel, and she told me privately.
Okay,
so I wasn't taken off guard and not.
Irma, okay. I was wondering, Irma, about that. So we're on the same page, I guess.
Embarrassed. So, I mean, it wasn't about being embarrassed, but. So, hey, Bridget, so I wouldn't freak out, you know? I guess there was text between Tobo, Tara. But see, Michelle didn't send the ones with Tara. Yeah, Flavor Shifter, they were real, yeah. I didn't know. I kind of knew. She confessed like the other day, but this ain't even about them texts, y'all. I just found some shit. I'm so fucking pissed right now. And I need somebody to find me this screenshot from the other day. That's the reason I'm like, but let me just explain to y'all real quick. So I knew that I didn't know what they said. I only seen like 2 of them. But she did tell me. I keep telling everybody. Me and Tobo, we're not going to be best friends. We're not going to, like, I was appreciative.
Right, Diva? The way her mind works is crazy.
That she sent me the voicemail from Michelle. I was appreciative that she let me know. The thing is, Michelle kept some stuff out. It's not just Tobo, it's Tara. There was some shit said about
Okay,
Lisa
I have yet to be able to figure out who Tobo is.
See? And her son from Michelle. It's the little group of them. But Michelle liked to leave everybody else out because everybody else is just little golden children, right? So it's all fucking disgusting. I'm sending Michelle a picture of the kid. Oh, I don't know. I didn't have a conversation about it today. Really? Like, I didn't. I was having dinner. My phone blew up. There was an accident outside my house. My phone was blowing up. And I thought Flavor was mad at me. I was confused. Everybody was like, Flavor needs you. You need to. And I'm like, what's going on? What did I do? I was like, damn, what the fuck did I do now? And I'm like, I picked the Flavor.
Collie,
like,
you thought who was yeeted? MGL Jr.? She was yeeted. So, both of them were yeeted. Michelle kept opening up new YouTubes. I will say, I think her plan is to come back, if not before, which we know she's here. She's just, you know, she's lurking. She's just not streaming. But really, Diva? Yeah, you know what? It has never come out. I have not heard anyway why she did lose them all. I think it's alcohol, Irma. Honestly. I forget what else I was going to say. Oh, I was talking about Collie asked if she was yeeted. So both MGLs have been yeeted, but Michelle kept opening up new accounts and they'd last a couple days until, you know, she'd get yeeted off again. Molly is on Kick, but I saw yesterday that apparently there are people that are like taking her kick streams and uploading them onto YouTube. And so I guess there's a group on YouTube that are going after those channels now because they feel like that's like putting Molly back on YouTube, and they wanted her off YouTube.
I'm kind of lost too, but I didn't get a chance to watch Flavor's live yet. So hold on, buddy, I'm about to explain it because everybody's on these texts. So
right. So after a year, once you're banned, after a year you can reapply. It's not being banned or terminated apparently is not a permanent thing. That's why Shani was able to remonetize, I guess. But they ended up taking her down anyway. But I don't know that to be true. That's what Michelle said, that she researched it, and after a year she can reapply for monetization again. So I think she's trying to stay off YouTube to keep her nose clean so that she can remonetize again in the future. But she won't hold out that long.
Be clear. So I guess Michelle sent text to Flavor, and Flavor, correct me if I'm wrong, she sent text to you between her and Hobo showing they were digging around on the Facebook about the kids. Well, that's what I thought at first. I was like, Flavor, you mad at me? What's going on? Oh, it gets worse, Bombshell. So hold on to your pants because I'm about to drop this little bomb that I'm trying to figure out. Sorry the choice of words to drop this bomb, but I just got this sent to me from somebody that I would never expect to send something to me. Not that we don't like each other or anything, just I've never talked to them before, but so anyway, so the point being is, I knew that there was text when they doxed those kids. If you guys remember, Tobo made that video saying that, the kids weren't deceased, blah, 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 and she ran them through or something, or whatever it was. She looked for obituaries on them or something. And Veronica, in one of the texts, it says, Little Miss Veronica, hi, toys in the attic, thank you. Hold on. I'm glad you're... Veronica, apparently, because when I had said the kids passed in PA, well, I haven't said anything, Toys, yet. I haven't said anything yet, and I didn't want to put your name in it at all. Toys, I just messaged you, but, I mean, that's up to you, and I don't want to say too much. But anyway, so, okay. Oh, my God. So, yeah. So, she's stupid. She can't tell. First, they're my husband's kids. Then they're my nieces and nephews. Then they're his nieces and nephews. What the pictures of the kids are, they were pictures of my husband's cousin's children when they were young. Well, when they got older, I believe they were like 17 and 14 or like 13 and 16. I've only met them twice. I didn't know.
Leave kids out of it. How many times does that have to be said? They had to go trolling people's Facebook pages or something to get pictures of...
I didn't recognize the picture because it was a picture of them when they were really
minors.
Young. So, I guess they were trying to figure out if they
I love that
really
word,
Lilith. I said, I'm not going to show the obituary so they can go contact these people. I almost did. I had the news article out. I had it all out. And I was like, and then I had talked to my closest people to me, and they said, do not do that. Do not do that. And they said, either way, they're wrong. So what? So they